Yes, welcome to the show. Got my next guest, and I'd like to welcome on the show Scott Sharp. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
And thank you for taking the time to chat to us here on the XLR morning show. Now, for those who don't know, you are a country singer. Is that a fair enough?
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've been working on country music for years.
Yep.
I actually, play a few different genres. I write. I'm really a songwriter.
Sure. And so you do a bit of singing as well. So you're a singer-songwriter. How many?
Yeah, I'm a singer
Yeah.
songwriter.
How many songs are in your catalogue?
Recorded 98.
Wow. So just two more, then you've hit the century.
Yeah, I think that's my goal in life. Is to make 100.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get there. And I've been told you do music simply for the passion. You just get the buzz from it.
Yeah, it's what I like to do in my spare time.
Yeah.
I've kind of looked at it as a realistically, today's music, that's out there.
Yeah.
When people get into the music business, they've got this idea that they're going to make it rich and famous, and that happens to very few people.
Sure.
And so if you go into you look at it realistically, if it's something that you like to do, pursue that.
Yeah.
But don't expect to become rich and famous, because
Yeah.
it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. So it's really a game of chance, isn't it? Really, try if you to make it right at the top, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because you never know what people are going to like or not like.
Yeah.
I've got songs that I thought, yeah, it's okay, and the next thing, I'll put it out there, I'll record it and put it out there, and the next thing I know is, wow, I get a lot of response from it.
And
People really love it.
you got
And then there's songs that I think that are really good, and I put it out there, and it's like, it's okay.
so you've got quite a following on your fan base, haven't you?
Yeah, it varies. The age group, I mean, is both young and old, but it's usually older folks that listen to what I write, because I think they understand more what I'm writing about.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to move on to your new song, which I've just previewed. It's called "The Good Living, Good Loving." Tell us more about that one.
Good Living and Good Loving and You is it was the first waltz that I ever wrote.
You know what?
And it's that was my chance, because I like to write different genres, and I always wanted to write a waltz. I've written a couple more since then, but that was my first waltz that I wrote. And you got that 1 2 3 1 2 3, and so that's the style that I was writing in as I was writing the song.
I listened to the song, and it's a good song. I like how one line mirrors the other. It's like opposites really do attract.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to do. And that's where I think I find my audience is when people listen to those songs and they can relate to that. Because there's a lot of truth in many of my songs, because I talk about what's going on now, or what I've done in the past, my life as it is, it's an observation that I've made.
So your music is kind of biographical to you.
Yes, in ways, because, when people write songs like I do, either it's based on, something that's happened in my life, or something that I have observed. And that'll trigger me off sometimes, as far as writing, because there'll be times that I will go months without writing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, nothing has triggered me. It could be something as simple as a road sign, like "Eat at Joe's," and next thing I know is I'm writing a song about eating at Joe's, barbecue or whatever.
Yeah. And am I right in you're based in Tennessee?
Yeah, I live in Dunlap, Tennessee, and what I like to say is I'm Dunlap, Tennessee's best kept secret.
Why not? And
because And the reason that I say that is because as an independent artist, it's very hard to get airplay on your local FM stations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, FM local FM and AM stations. It's very hard to do because you're not with a major label.
Mm-hmm.
You are somebody that believes in yourself as an independent artist, and so you record what you believe in, you know, and what you think people are going to like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily going to meet the radio station's criteria. You know, they could be a country station, they could be a rock station. You know, I do blues, I do rock, I do gospel. You know, I've got a variety of songs that I do write.
And do you enjoy the creativity being an independent artist?
Yes, but that also gets me into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I say that is because with today's society, we have people that are easily offended.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, we don't want to offend everybody, but because of some of the songs that I have put out there, they're not politically correct. Mm-hmm. And people are not going to agree with them. And I've made some people mad with them. Mm-hmm. But I've also made a lot of people laugh with them because they took the song as what it really stood for. You know, I was having a little bit of fun, poking a little bit of fun. And I'm sorry that I offended people, but as an independent, I get to choose what I'm going to record. And if I was with a major label, they would say, Scott, you can't record that.
Sure. And what do you think of the likes of getting your music on CD Baby and Amazon and iTunes? You can just do it yourself now, can't you?
Yes, you can do that. And, you know, for me, it is a learning experience. I've got my music on CD Baby, and I've got 7 albums out there. So not all of them are available on CD Baby. All the songs are available, but the albums are not always available. One of the things that I have learned is the music business has changed as far as sales. Typically, nowadays, you do not sell CDs. Mm. What we are selling is digital downloads now.
So the days of this compact disc, do you think they are numbered?
Yes, I do think they are numbered. In fact, what I've changed over in this last year is I'm more toward the idea of selling a digital download than an actual CD. Mm-hmm. You know, there's people that still want the CDs, but where an artist will typically sell their CDs is when they're out doing a show with their band. And that's when you're going to sell, you know, CDs and T-shirts and things. But as far as the market out there right now, a lot of it is digital downloads.
Sure. And I do like the feel of when you open up a CD, you got the artwork, and then the feeling of put it in the CD player and pressing play. But I'm guessing, like in the production of manufacturing the CD and the cases, there seems to be more costs, overheads in producing that than opposed to the production of the MP3 where you just put it out there.
Yeah, well, the MP3, when you put a song on, say, like CD Baby or anything, when we send that song to them, we're sending a WAV file, which is a high sample rate, you know, a lot greater sample rate than an MP3 is. So what you're doing is you're sending a file to them, you're uploading it to their website, and at the sample rate, I believe, is like 1,040 samples, you know, that's bytes per second. Whereas a MP3, you know, what we normally listen to, you know, is 320 bits per second.
And can you personally tell the difference between, say, a 128 MP3, 128K MP3 against a WAV file?
Oh yes, there's actually a big difference. Yeah. I mean, for me, but you know, a lot of people will not listen to the music as close. Mm.
So I don't think you got a good ear for music then.
Yeah, it's fun for me. People always ask me, you know, when I write a song, how do I go about it? Well, I go about it a couple different ways. Sometimes if somebody's playing a melody on a guitar or piano or something, and it might just be a random melody, words start to pop in my head. And I'll start to rhyme a little bit, and I'll come up with an idea. I get almost an image in my head. And so I'll sit there. Now that melody's stuck in my head, so now I've got to create the storyline behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm painting that picture. A lot of my songs will paint a picture for you if you actually closed your eyes. Put on a pair of headphones and listen to the music, not only just the lyrics, but the music in the background. There's a reason that I've done it that way.
So it's
because I want to put that image in your head as you're listening to the song.
So that's where being an artist comes in. There, you're doing the drawing and the painting and the background. You're putting a story together, aren't you?
Exactly, and that's I think why some of the people can relate to some of my songs. I've got a song called Bayou Banshee, which is I took something that had happened in my life, and if people know what the banshee is, the banshee in like Ireland is the messenger of death. You're going to hear the scream of the banshee before somebody dies. And looking at my upbringing and where I've lived in my life, I've been to Texas and Tennessee and Louisiana and different places like that. I took Irish folklore and combined it with Cajun folklore and came up with a story and put it to music.
Wow, very interesting. So I want to finish one question. And are you a fan of? You probably get asked this so many times. Are you a fan of Jack Daniel's whiskey made famous from Tennessee?
I am not much of a drinker.
Fair enough.
And the reason is, and most people don't know this about me, is I'm 57 years old. In 2005, I had a stroke. And when people have strokes, typically they put you on blood thinners.
Yes.
And if I drank any alcohol while I was on those blood thinners, I was a cheap drunk.
Well,
so anyway, but basically what happens when you're on blood thinners is you do not drink alcohol.
Sure. Well, we wouldn't want.
And so it's been many years that I have not.
Fair enough.
Drink. I never got into drinking that much. Yeah, I was like every other young person. You want to go out and have a party. You want to get drunk. You want to have a good time. But as I've gotten older, that's not a priority in my life. I get high on my music.
Yeah, you got to look after yourself and do what's best for you at the end of the day, haven't you?
Exactly.
Sure. Well, Scott Sharp, thank you very much for sharing all your music and your journeys and your experiences on here on the morning show with me, Danny. And we're going to play your new song now. We're going to preview your good loving, and you.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah, it's a bit.
Well, I appreciate what you all do, Danny. It's good to get our music out there as independent artists, to get our music heard. Because without the music in a song, if it's not heard, what is it?
Well, the pleasure's all ours. It's always a pleasure to help out local artists and bands and people who want to get their music out there but don't have the opportunity or have been given the opportunity to do so. So we're only too glad to do it.
Well, you are very much appreciated.
Well, thanks again, Scott Sharp, and have a great day.
Thank you too, Danny.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.